Alright, so this is kind of... Do I want to say it's bad? Okay, it's not terrible. Okay, it's bad. It's bad. We're gonna say it's bad. And the reason it's bad is because when it comes to this player and the Montreal Canadiens medical staff, you kind of gotta start questioning what exactly has been going on here. Today we're talking about a former Canadiens top pick who had turned into a rookie this year, who had honestly played pretty well as a member of the Habs, and whose rookie season had come to an end yesterday with an announcement made on the Canadiens Twitter account. We're going over to Kaiden Guhle, because the word from the Canadiens Twitter yesterday was that Guhle will miss the remainder of the season due to a high ankle sprain. Now, this was announced yesterday after the Canadiens played off against the Tampa Bay Lightning. They won, oddly enough, so there you go. Jonathan Drouin also scored a goal, so yeah, pretty good to see the Canadiens guys getting on the board there, especially the guys that a lot of people weren't really expecting to. But after this game, we had ourselves the announcement that Guhle would be out. And a lot of people were kind of questioning, okay, if Kaiden Guhle was injured enough to be removed from the rest of the season, why did you play him against the Florida Panthers after he took that hit from Colin White? Now, this is what I'm referring to. There was a takedown done by White in that Florida game where Kaiden Guhle was pushed into the boards and his left leg really caught the edge of the boards badly. He left for a little bit, and then he came back out onto the ice. He finished the game with an assist. The Canadiens lost 9-5. That was the crazy game we had talked about all those videos ago. But Kaiden Guhle did not play in any game after that. It was kind of a questionable decision just by itself, having this guy lose his balance, hurt himself, and then finish that same game before getting removed from the next few games and then saying, oh, he's got a season-ending injury. In fact, this is what Eric Engels said on Twitter. No surgery is required, so that's good. But Arpon Basu's tweet went out there and kind of got a lot of other Canadiens fans up in arms even more. This is from yesterday after the game and after the announcement. Kaiden Guhle had been playing with a brace on his right knee and a brace on his left knee. Now he has a high ankle sprain, so he has one good leg joint left. And when you think about it like that, okay, you've got your two knees and your two ankles, 4 properly working joints. And I personally have never had a brace. I've never needed to have a brace. I never had any injuries to my knees, knock on wood, it stays that way. But one could only imagine, okay, he's playing with a brace on his left, he's playing with a brace on his right, now he's got a high ankle sprain. We're going to assume it's on the left leg, because that's the leg that kind of jammed itself into the boards in that video clip. If it's the right leg, then okay, my bad. He's only got one good leg joint left? Arpon Basu then followed up this tweet by saying, I should say that Guhle was wearing the knee braces as preventative measures after prior injuries. I see some are taking this to mean his knees were currently injured. They were not. And it's really good that Arpon went out there and corrected that, because I think the thought process that a lot of Canadiens fans had upon seeing that initial tweet was, okay, something's going on with this medical staff, dude. Kaiden Guhle is playing with a brace. You've had guys getting injured multiple times this season. You had players like Cole Caulfield, for example, playing with an injured shoulder. You had Sean Monahan and his foot, and why is it that this is allowed to happen, where players are feeling this way and still being forced to play? Especially considering the circumstances of this year, where the Canadiens are absolutely terrible. On ice, their results have not been good. They're one of the better teams for Connor Bedard in the tanking race. So what exactly is it that you want to have these guys play for at this stage of the season? For a guy like Kaiden Guhle, you could say, wait a minute, why are the Canadiens forcing this to happen? Why are they putting him back into the game when the injury he sustained on that Colin White hit is enough to sideline him for the rest of the year? It's not like Kaiden Guhle was the top defenseman on the team anyway. I mean, he only had 18 points in 44 games. And I know it could be seen as me trying to belittle what it was that Guhle accomplished this season, but he had a really good year, all things considered, when you acknowledge how old he is. He's only 21, just recently turned 21, and where he is in his development. Also, especially when you think about what type of a player he is. He's not supposed to be that big offensive dynamo. He's just supposed to be a very solid, defensively shut-down-minded guy who just does that part of the game so exquisitely well. If anything, that's the type of player that I want to be more healthy. If he's going out there and playing with knee braces, then okay, you could say it's preventative. Oh, he had prior injuries before, and he doesn't want to go out there and maybe injure that part of his body again. The fact that that's even the thing, like that's the status quo in this situation, that already is sort of, I don't know, my spidey sense is kind of going off there in a bad way, if you get what I mean. There are people joking around saying, oh, he's taking those Shea Weber comparisons quite literally because Shea Weber also had the same thing, but right now, this guy's 21 years old. He's finished his first NHL season. This is the tweet from Priyan to Emirath. Prior to his season-ending injury, Kaiden Guhle was just 2 points shy of becoming only the third Canadiens rookie defenseman in the last 30 years to record 20 or more points in a single season. He finishes off the year with 18 points, 4 goals, and 14 assists. That was pretty good, but he just played his first full rookie season in the NHL, and as Arpon Basu mentioned, he's only got one good leg joint that has not been affected by injuries. And I'm kind of chuckling at that because that is just so unfortunate. Like, are you kidding me? You play a full season in the NHL as a rookie, and all of a sudden, boom, ankle sprain. Boom, injuries on your knees. You got a brace on your right, you got a brace on the left, and this is a thing now. Like, this guy, the fact that they even tried to force him to play for the rest of the year, it's kind of nuts, I think. Just being put in a position where he feels like that is necessary to his overall game plan, it makes me feel a little bit weird just seeing how everything went down. Now, of course, Kaiden Guhle, he has to use this time not only to rehab the ankle, but to just make sure that everything else is working properly. If he goes out there and next year he's still wearing the brace because they're saying, all right, well, it's because of just preventative measures. Like, you know how some people wear goggles when they play basketball or something because they don't want to get poked in the eye or whatever. Not necessarily because there's a problem there, but because it's preventing future things. Okay, that's fine. But it's gotten to a point like this all within the span of a year, and now the guy's out with a high ankle sprain. That is not great. It's kind of alarming, in fact, and hopefully Kaiden Guhle is the guy who's able to just sit back, relax, take in the summer, and hopefully come back next season all healthy and better. Because he had a pretty good season, and I don't want to take that away from him. It's just, heading into 2023, 2024, one may ask the question, okay, well, what exactly is he able to accomplish then? For players like these, you don't really see development that's too immediate. Like, I get it for forwards, it's easy to say, okay, well, the guy scored 20 points in his rookie year, so he'll get 30 the next year if he doesn't go through a sophomore slump, and then by the time he's in his third or fourth year, he's getting 40 points easy. It's a little different when you're trying to project defensive-minded, shut-down, capable defensemen, and Kaiden Guhle is such a unicorn in that you don't really ever see guys make the NHL and be this good off of that quality alone. You almost always see other parts of their games that are so well-rounded in offense and transition, etc., etc. Kaiden Guhle is probably the strongest defensive-minded prospect that we have seen in a while make the league at this young of an age. Like, I'm not going to go out there and use any comparisons to other offensive defensemen like, oh, Quinn Hughes, Makar, Fox. Guhle is not like that, and we all know he's not like that. But for just purely defensive-minded guys, I mean, who else stands out in that way? Giannis Moser with the Arizona Coyotes? I don't really know. But either way, Kaiden Guhle is out for the rest of the year, and the circumstances in which this verdict had been reached are suspect in my opinion, which is why I decided to make a video about it. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Kaiden Guhle story this season, how he played the end of the year with knee braces, and how he now has only one good ankle joint or one good joint on his legs out of the 4 that are available there. It's kind of alarming when you say it like that, isn't it? But thoughts in the comments either way, all your opinions about Kaiden Guhle. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.